Hello and welcome. In this professional development video, I will explain how the 6 assumptions of andragogy, also known as the andragogical model, guide adult instruction. Mature adults become more aware of the ability to take responsibility for their own lives and begin to apply their own self-concepts and self-directedness. This is why using the andragogical model when educating adults is so important. The 6 assumptions of andragogy are the need to know, the learner's self-concept, the role of the learner's experiences, readiness to learn, orientation to learning, and the learner's motivation. The need to know assumption is the first endeavor, and it acknowledges the fact that adults need to know the purpose of learning something before putting much effort into learning it. Implementation of instruments such as diagnostic performance assessments, appraisal systems, and exposure of role models and job rotation aid in increasing the level of awareness in adults. They recognize the importance of learning something when they consider their current situation compared to their goals and aspirations. When designing a course, the designer may begin by asking a few questions that will encourage the learners to reflect on why they are taking the course, how the course will help them meet their long-term goals, and identify 3 things that they already know about the topic and 3 things that they want to learn as a result of completing the course. A learner's self-concept gives a nod to the fact that adults consider themselves capable of independently making decisions about their own lives. The typical adult feels insulted when they are forced to learn things that they don't have any interest in learning. When attempts are made to teach or train them, they regress back to their childhood experiences where the teacher gives them information instead of approaching learning in a collaborative manner. A tool that the designer may use when designing a course is acknowledge that the learner's past experiences with education will be very different than the experience they are about to have as an adult learner. Establish the expectations and roles of the students and the expectations and roles of the instructor from the very beginning. The role of learners' experiences is a key component for all learners. Of course, adults will have lots of different lived experiences when compared to children. While lived experience can be super helpful, it can possibly create a new challenge. A group of adults will have a wider range of lived experience when compared to a classroom of children. This reality makes it very important to put emphasis on the individual. Some possible negative consequences of having a wider range of experiences include predetermined biases, mental habits, and presuppositions. The ability to engage in group discussions, laboratory methods, simulation exercises, and case methods allow for collaboration and mutual activities between learners. Adults tend to feel that a lack of recognition or value placed on their life experiences as a personal rejection. This means that if they aren't able to contribute, they may become disassociated, unenthusiastic, or quit. When designing a course, the designer may incorporate a weekly discussion prompt that includes a real-life situation while also relating the topic for the week. Students would first be asked to respond to the prompt on a discussion board, and then they would respond to someone else's response. The 4th assumption of andragogy is readiness to learn. The need to know something or be able to do something is a large motivator for adults. It's important that learning experiences are connected to developmental tasks. By connecting the two, the adult learner moves from one developmental task to the next. After a lecture, a designer may ask learners to use what they learned to create a model that represents the key ideas from the lecture and then explain them to a partner. Orientation to learning highlights the belief that adults are life-centered throughout the learning process. It is important that the correlations between what is being taught and its proximity to helping them complete the tasks or deal with problems in their lives are very clear. When adults are able to see the connection between instruction and daily life, they are more likely to engage in and follow through with their courses. When creating a course about leading a healthy lifestyle, the designer may ask learners to identify 5 things they do well that contribute to a healthy lifestyle, 5 things that they need to improve on to live a healthy lifestyle, and then reflect on what changes they could realistically make in their lives to reach their healthy lifestyle goals. They will be asked to think about obstacles that might stand in their way and how they will overcome them. The last assumption of andragogy is motivation. Motivation of adults is very much associated with a person's internal pressure to increase self-esteem, job satisfaction, quality of life, and so on. Lesser identified motivators for adults are external incentives like getting a better job, making more money, or getting a promotion. Typical adults are motivated by a desire to continue to grow and develop. However, that motivation can be hindered by having a negative self-concept as a student, lack of resources and opportunities, time constraints, or programs that don't base their learning on andragogy. Learners could be asked to develop a personal plan that focuses on one key actionable lifestyle change that they learned about in the course to increase positive daily habits. I consider myself a lifelong learner and can personally attest to the importance of the 6 assumptions that I have just outlined. I have been taught in a variety of ways throughout my life, mostly pedagogical, and I have learned everything from teaching yoga to teaching special education. For the last year, I have been pursuing a graduate degree in instructional design and leadership. The program incorporated the Andragogical model, and I have experienced the extremely positive effects firsthand. When I began the IDL program at Wright State, I had high hopes of graduating with a solid degree in something that sounded interesting. I can honestly say that the program has exceeded my expectations and empowered me to be confident in my ability to meaningfully and effectively design and create projects and courses using a variety of learning and development methods based on the Andragogical model.